Learn English through stories B16 PDF. Adapted and modified by Kulwant Singh Sandhu. Contents 1. Mini Stories 1. 2. The Greedy Dog. 3. A Dog in the Manger. 4. The Vain Dog. 5. The Oak Tree and the Sugarcane. 6. Punctuation 1. 7. Picture Dictionary. 1. Mini Stories 1. Secret Party. Stephen Singh is 15-year-old. He lives in Canada. His parents, Mr. and Mrs. Saha, were on holiday in India. They were coming back soon. Stephen was staying home alone. He had a house to himself. He decided to throw a party. He invited a few of his friends. My parents will never find out, he thought to himself. It will be a small party. Kau pio aish karo mitro dil par kaisi da dukeo, not applicable. Eat, drink and enjoy, oh my friends, but hurt no one's heart. Saturday arrived. His doorbell wouldn't stop ringing. People he had never even met were in his house. Stephen could not kick them out. There were too many of them. He could hear dishes breaking. Drinks were spilled on the carpet. His parents would find out about this for sure. Stephen decided to just relax and enjoy his freedom, which would be taken away when his parents got home. Stephen thought, make hay while the sun shines. A new phone. Dana is a truck driver and lives in America. He has only son and his name is Mana. Mana is a spoilt brat. He is as stubborn as a mule. He hates doing his homework. He loves playing computer games. Last week, Mana wanted the latest phone. It cost $700 and he begged his parents for it. Sorry, they said. It's far too expensive. Still, Mana kept bugging them. He would not give it up. He cried to them like a little baby. His mom, Dano, is very soft-hearted. His dad is little hard-hearted, but she is too kind-hearted. Maybe that is why Mana behaves the way he does. Dano spoke to her husband. They wanted to make their son happy. Mr. and Mrs. Gill saved some money. They bought the phone for Mana's birthday. Just be careful with it, they told him. Of course I will be, he replied. Mana was as pleased as Punch. He was full of the joys of spring. He was floating on air. He put the phone in his pocket. He ran to show it off to his friends. The phone slipped out of his pocket. It landed in a sewer. He looked at the sewer. He had a long face like a long aubergine. Too old for children. Mrs. Jones was a kindergarten teacher. She was not happy with her life. She used to love children, but now she couldn't stand them. Mrs. Jones thought they were too loud. All they can do is shout or cry, she complained. I'm too old for this now. She used to love this nursery rhyme. Ba, black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir, yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 for the master. 1 for the dame. And 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Now she hated this nursery rhyme. It was time to retire. Mrs. Jones bought a house by a lake. She was going to live the quiet life she wanted. But Mrs. Jones still wasn't happy. Her new house was too quiet. She missed the children. Mrs. Jones decided to buy a rope. Her neighbors thought that she was going to hang herself. They called the police. The police went to see Mrs. Jones. She hung the rope on a tree by the lake. Every weekend, the children went to her house. They swung into the lake. She always joined them. 4. Tina's first car. Tina Malik lived in England. She finished her schooling. Tina achieved excellent grades for A-levels. English A, Maths A star, French B and Chemistry A. She was going to university to do a degree in dentistry. Tina had just gotten her driver's license. Now all she needed was a car. There was one problem. She had no money. Tina got a part job at a library. She also got a summer job at an ice cream store. She worked hard all summer. She saved every pound. After 3 months, Tina could finally afford a car. She bought a used one. The car had a lot of scratches. One of the windows was cracked. The seats all had big stains on them. "It's perfect," Tina insisted. All her work had paid off. She did not care if other people liked it or not. She was proud of herself. What do you wear? Different workers wear different clothes to work. A lifeguard wears a swimsuit. Many workers have uniforms. Workers at Burger Hut wear black shirts. The managers wear black shirts too. The managers also wear ties. Mechanics and painters wear coveralls. The coveralls protect their clothes. The coveralls protect their clothes from oil and paint. Pilots wear blue or black uniforms. Sometimes they wear white shirts. Nurses wear white uniforms. Doctors wear white jackets. Bus drivers and soldiers wear uniforms. Policemen and firemen wear blue uniforms. Prisoners wear orange uniforms. Orange is a bright color. Orange uniforms are easy to see. Prisoners can't hide in their orange uniforms. Chefs wear white jackets and tall white hats. Cowboys wear jeans and boots. Clowns wear big plastic noses and big shoes. Fashion models wear beautiful clothes. Most workers don't wear uniforms. Teachers and truck drivers wear regular clothes. Most workers wear regular clothes. 2. The greedy dog. Once there lived a dog with his master. His name was Lao Chai. His master, Dan Aram, was a poor man. He lived on only dal and rice. The dog had no choice. He had to eat dal and rice too. Dan Aram was content with what he had. He desired no more. But the dog was not happy. He saw other dogs eating meat and chewing bones. One day he left his master and went to a town. In the town, he found a new master. He was a butcher. The dog enjoyed eating a variety of meat: pork, lamb, beef, venison, and a lot more. One day, the butcher gave the dog a nice bone. The dog decided to go to the river and chew his bone there. He held the bone tightly in his mouth and went. On the way, the dog saw his reflection in the stream he was crossing. Seeing it, he thought that there was another dog with a bone in the water. If he had stopped to think, he would have known better. But instead of thinking, he dropped his bone and sprang at the dog in the river. Of course, there was no other dog in the water. The water was quite deep. One thing which is instinct to animals is that they can swim. With some difficulty, he managed to come out of the water. He stood sadly thinking about the good bone he had lost. He realized what a stupid dog he had been. Moral: greed brings a feeling of regret. 3. A dog in the manger. Once there lived a dog called Bisharmakuta. One day, he had a fight with his wife, Bisharmakuti. He left the forest and walked towards a farm. He saw a kettle shed on the farm. It was empty. The dog was tired. There was a manger in the shed. It was filled with hay. The dog thought, "This is perfect, I will make this my bed." The dog lay on the hay and fell asleep. When the cattle and the goats came back, they were shocked to see the dog snoring on their hay. They were hungry, so they started to eat the hay from the side. Hearing the sound, the dog woke up and began to bark at the cattle. "This dog is so rude and selfish, he isn't getting up from our hay, nor is he letting us eat it," said the animals. He is like the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi. Na konga, not applicable kondunga. I will not eat and would not let others eat. Finally, the animals had a meeting and decided to chase the dog away. Moral: a person who is a spoilsport can cause others trouble. 4. The Vain Crow. In a daring raid, a crow swooped through an open window, grabbed a hunk of cheese from a farmer's table, and flew away. With the cheese still safe in his beak, he settled on a high branch. Just as he was about to tuck in, there was a voice. Crow. The crow saw a fox below. Well, that was nifty work, to steal a treasure from under the farmer's nose. I'd have been proud of myself if I'd done it, and we foxes are expert thieves. The crow hopped along the branch delightedly. And now I look, said the fox. You're a striking creature. People go on and on and on about the peacock, but what good are they? Strutting about and shrieking, waste of space, if you ask me. You're smart and you're beautiful. The crow liked that. You have black silken wings, eyes like jewels, and your claws, your talons, why, I bet in a fight you could take out an eagle. The crow puffed out his chest. I don't think I've ever heard you sing a bird like you, said the fox. I bet you've got a wonderful voice. Have you got a wonderful voice? The crow nodded his head up and down. You have, said the fox. Would you do me the honor of singing for me now? The crow eagerly threw back his head, opened his beak, and down tumbled the cheese into the fox's mouth. 5. The Oak Tree and the Sugarcane. Near Kana lived Emargana in a village. He was a farmer. Emargana owned more than 20 acres of land. The land was very fertile. For many years, he grew wheat and rice. One year he decided to plant sugarcanes. Next to the sugarcane fields, there was a big oak tree. One day, Emargana called his wife and said, "Dear sweet wife, I'm going to the town today. Do you need anything from the town?" The name of his wife was Kand, and she was so sweet. For this reason, he called her Sweetie. Sweetie said, "I don't want anything but our son Mithu wants some jalabis and daughter Chinny wants namkeen." When the farmer had gone to the town, the oak tree and the sugarcanes started to chat. The oak tree said, "Sugarcanes, I feel sorry for you. You are so small and weak. Look at me, I am solid and strong. Even the wind cannot bend me. Maybe the wind can bend me, but it cannot break me," said one of the sugarcane. A couple of hours later, the weather changed. The wind started blowing really fast. Soon it was a terrible storm. Many trees swung side to side. The oak tree also started to swing. There was a big bang. The wind broke the trunk of the oak tree. All the sugarcanes were safe. The wind bent them, but did not break them. The oak tree was lying on the ground. He was so ashamed of his rude behavior. But he could do nothing. It was too late. That is why they say, pride goes before a fall. 6. Punctuation 1. Punctuation marks are signs such as periods, full stops, commas, and question marks. You use them in sentences to make the meaning clear. Period or full stop. You put a period at the end of a sentence. Mina is my good friend. Please don't be late. The bird is sitting on a branch. It's snowing heavily today. There's a rainbow in the sky. This big house belongs to a rich man. I can swim. Manga is good at drawing. They all enjoyed playing cricket. Comma. 1. Use a comma between nouns and noun phrases in a list. I bought 2 apples, 3 oranges, and some grapes. He enjoys tennis, badminton, skating, and football. At school, we study English, math, science, history, and geography. 2. Use commas between adjectives when you use several of them to describe something. A giraffe is a tall, long-necked, and long-legged animal. He is a tall, handsome, smart, and ambitious young man. You need paper, scissors, and glue. Tina, Mina, Zena, and Sheena all went shopping together. 3. Use a comma after yes and no, and before please in sentences. You also use a comma before or after the name of the person you are speaking to. Is it raining? No, it has stopped. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me what time it is, please? Yes, it's 3:15, Papu. Has Sarban had breakfast yet? No, he hasn't. 4. Commas are used before please and thank you. Could you pass me that pencil, please? Would you like some more orange juice, Santry? No, please. I've had enough to eat, thank you. Would you like another piece of cake, Kaka? No, thank you. 5. Commas are used to show where there is a brief pause. Unfortunately, she injured her knee skiing. She was in the bedroom, listening to music on the radio. 6. More sentences with commas. I love vanilla ice cream, but my brother prefers chocolate. In the beginning, there was light. Shatan, a very naughty boy, went to Pakistan. I was born on September 5, 1995. 7. Picture dictionary page.